Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Michael Noland here, and tonight we're going to do a video on a guy I've been watching all week, and I've just been aching to get this video out. A video that maybe even you two, see what I did there, might be interested in. Of course, I'm talking about rock icon, philanthropist, and now author Bono of the band U2. Now, I've called this guy a rock icon, and a rock icon he is, no doubt. I also called him a philanthropist, and if there has ever been a philanthropist, I guess, at least on the surface, this guy is that also. But now, with his brand new book, Surrender, 40 Songs, One Story, we now have Bono, the author. And you know what? Just like any good author, the author's out on tour. He's doing a book tour. This guy isn't just showing up at bookstores to promote his book. No, he's promoting this book in theaters. For example, locally, that would be the Orpheum Theater, a theater that holds 2,000 plus attendees. But you know, that's all right. This guy, like we said, he's a rock icon. There's gotta be a lot of people just showing up to purchase and talk to him about his book, right? But that's not what he's doing here, is it? There's a bit of a show involved here. And you're gonna pay a hell of a lot more to see this book tour than any other author I've seen lately, because prices to see this man promote his book start at about $450 and are going as high, when I checked online, for $850 a ticket. You know, it's interesting. I gotta say, first of all, out of all the so-called mouths of rock and roll that I have complained about, Bono comes off the best. When you hear Bruce Springsteen and Roger Waters being interviewed, their sarcasm comes out quite clearly. Not so with Bono. I mean, this man is as smooth as X-Lax, if you ask me. He's always up, and you know what? I gotta give the guy credit. He's willing to work on both sides of the political aisle to get what he wants politically. And when he talks, I do get a sense that he really does want to help out. And so all of this has been part of not only his so-called presence, but even that of the band U2. In 2006, U2's Vertigo tour, the band collected over $1/3 billion just for that tour alone, all along promoting Bono's One campaign. And you know what? You cannot deny the man wants to do good, but often it seems to me his charities are really nothing more than give a man a fish, give a man a fish, give a man a fish. And they always cost taxpayers money in the long run. Those are my main concerns with this man's politics. I love the fact that he's looking across the world and seeing those who have not, but sometimes it seems to me his politics are a little bit pie in the sky. In 2007, Jobs Salisi, head of the African AIDS Action Group, criticized Bono's programs. You see, Bono wanted these programs started because he felt there was corruption, stopping certain African populations from really digging themselves out of the Stone Age. Yet Jobs said, quite specifically, that it was Bono's programs that brought in corruption. What's the truth of the matter? I'm not sure, but I really don't want to dig into my pocketbook to pay for programs that might actually put these kinds of things into action. Now, during these interviews, Bono has even admitted to being pretentious in the past, and he even claims further enlightenment by becoming a philanthropist as he has gone through the years. He's all into courting all of the big billion, even in one case, $1 trillion companies to finance all of his well, heart's desire. Now, the one thing I have noticed in all of these interviews I've been watching is the man can't help but jump into, by the way, the reason I'm here is because America is the great hope of the world, and that democracy will only be saved if we help those in Africa. Promoting, of course, usual forgiveness of debts to those nations, and so on and so on and so on. Never mind that democracy came from where? How about Greece? It was between 1200 BC and 800 BC. Also known as the Grecian Dark Ages. Now, that was the worst time period since the Mycenaean Age, right? And it was only by adopting do what you can personally to reach perfection, whether that be as an artisan, as a building maker, a fisherman, whatever. Be the very best you can be. Be the best you can be physically. It was a hard thing, and that's where democracy came from. But let's get back to the book tour here a second. Now, I'm aware of the Orpheum Theater. I've been there many times. It's a great venue to watch a rock band. But you know, I don't smell a book tour. Once again, circus time. I mean, this guy has to turn everything into a major event. And in the case of 2006 Vertigo tours, 2 events in one. You know, if there's one criticism I have for Bono, it seems like this is a man who is always on. Now, by always on, I'm talking about the energy and the presence and demeanor that an artist takes when they get up on stage in front of any crowd. And you know what? Over the years, it seems to me like this man never has any off time. He's always on. I would imagine that when the man sleeps, he dreams in Technicolor that you've never seen in your life. Now, I like Bono as a performer, and certainly U2 over the years has been a band that have given us sonic masterpieces, and he's been a very important part of that creative process. As a performer, he's at the top of his game, always has been, and you know what? The guy is likable. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at these interviews with a critical eye, and you know what I found is I couldn't help but almost be caught up in the moment when he's talking about himself. I would find myself rewinding the tape to the beginnings of his comments to find out what he was actually saying, because I was so engrossed in the way that he was saying it, I was buying whatever the man was selling. And yet, at the same time, a loudmouth of rock he is. Bruce Springsteen, Roger Waters, and Bono spend more time away from creating music than they do actually making music, if you ask me. And to see these guys, it's expensive. Now think about that. These are ultra high ticket prices to see guys who want to preach to you folks. That's it. To me, that's an extra price I'm not willing to pay. And now you get to pay exorbitant prices to help this guy promote his book. You know, that sounds like the fastest gun in the West routine to me. I mean, who does this guy think he is? The new Will Rogers of the 21st century? I mean, you can practically smell the sawdust here, folks. This isn't just a circus, this is a traveling Wild West show. You know, I think part of the problem lies with the fact that truly talented artists get a record contract and they come up with some great stuff. And because of the Beatles, specifically John Lennon, they think they have permission to now become world spokesmen on our behalf. And you know what? A lot of these guys are besties with the Hollywood in crowd, an in crowd that is fastly becoming the out crowd, if you ask me. Now, if you enjoyed tonight's video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps the YouTube algo rascal better do its job. The channel grows as a result. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel as of yet, it's easy as pie, guys. All you have to do is hit that subscribe to the tribe button, then tap that top bell icon, and you'll be notified of all my future videos. All right, I'm working on my next Led Zeppelin Decoded video, by the way, and we're going to talk about Led Zeppelin 2, The Brown Bomber. But you know, until I can get to that, watch one of these videos. I'm Michael Nolan, this is The Bottom Line, and guys, we are the tribe. And I'll see you in my next video.